Welcome back, and let's have a look at some requests that we did receive. Also, you were looking for Cisco systems. I mean, this is a massive company. First of all, just have a look here. I mean, from October 2020, I mean, what do you see? You see a share that's going up from 36.54 to 63.33. But I'm a little bit nervous because what I see is I see a left shoulder. I will do the neckline now. I see a right shoulder, the head, and maybe a left shoulder, right shoulder forming here. Let's just have a look here. I'm just going to draw this in for you. Well, there you are. There you can see a clear left shoulder, right head, and maybe the right shoulder. Well, the neckline is sitting at 53.87. But there's a lesson in here. Sometimes we assume that it's going to be a head and shoulder, and that's not the right thing to do. Because I've seen in many years, sometimes you see a share likes to lose momentum, can break below this neckline, and it can even go all the way. Let's have a look. It can test the projection from the head. Look at that. All the way to the downside. You can take it from there. It can maybe, and then you say, all right, I'm going to lock in profit, and it can go to 46.51. Maybe a mistake, because what you see is this left shoulder, the height of this left shoulder is where? And I always do that. I just draw this little line in, and I say to myself, okay, Frans, there's the top of the left shoulder. If I just project this a little bit and I take it a little bit out, it can maybe go to 59.61. And above 59.61, it can maybe wipe off this head and shoulder formation and then head back all the way to 61.64 and 63.50. So at the moment, we need to be a little bit in limbo. But, of course, if you want to buy it and you are nervous and you say, listen, I don't want to buy it, then wait for this neckline. For me, that's the golden rule. This is the neckline, but it's also a support line. Look at it. It bounced off there once, twice, 3 times. Now, only below 53.90, I will get nervous. And I will say to myself, listen, be careful. This share can maybe lose some momentum and go down all to this level at 46. Look at this rally, beautiful rally. But for me, I'm a little bit nervous, but maybe it can bounce off there. Use then your neckline as your stop loss, and your target will be at the top. Let's have a look at Disney and see what they are doing. Frida is asking about Disney. Now let's have a look here. I mean, nice chart. What worries me a little bit is this. There's a lower line. There you are. And there we are seeing the same thing. Lower eye. And another one. Lower eye. But I think what makes you maybe a little bit optimistic is that this share is just pushing a little bit above this resistance line that turned into a support line now. That is positive. But remember, this is a weekly chart, and we need to see if it can remain above this level of 148.28. If it cannot go above 148.28, this share will probably make a new lower, all the way, and it will just mess you around. So for me, if you want to buy it and you believe in that, you can buy it above this line only after Friday, because remember, it's a weekly chart. But make use of your stop loss of 137.25, and your targets will be 158, 167, and maybe back all the way to 175.87. Joseph, thank you for the tweet. Oh, I think it was on Facebook, I'm not sure. But Joseph, you are keen on ellies. But I want to show you something on ellies. I'm seeing a possible double top here. That makes me a little bit nervous. And that is sitting exactly at 38. Every time that the share got to 38, there were some sellers. The boys pushed it up all the way back to 38. And then it struggled. And look what's happening here. Let's have a look at this. Only below this line, there you are. And there's your level, 23 cents. This double top will come into play. And where can it take the share to? Let's just do the sum here. There's the level from the top. Let's go to the support line. Or some guys will actually say they will talk about the neckline. But let's have a look. I will use a support line. I just want to do the right one there. There you are. Just extend it a little bit. And where can it go to? Well, can you believe it? It can take the share all the way down to 8 cents. So I'm a little bit nervous. I will only say buy above 38, make use of a stop loss of 32, and then hopefully it can go back all the way to 45. For me, I will be very nervous below this 23 level. So for me at the moment, I will sit on my hands and I will wait for the share to show its true colors to me. Let's have a look at Etsy. Well, Etsy is one of those companies on the NASDAQ that is getting hammered. I mean, it lost a lot of value. I mean, from 296 a few weeks ago to 124.34. I will not buy it because I will first of all say it looks like a falling knife to me. Let's have a look here. And what happens if you catch a falling knife? You can actually cut your fingers. But we are close to the support line, and that's why I want to say let's just have a look at this share. If it gets at this line, maybe at 121, there you are, 120.38. If it gets to 120.38 and it finds some support, then maybe we can see a beautiful bounce, because this waterfall formation usually gives you a V formation up. So it falls down and then it gives you a nice bounce to the upside. So for me, yes, if you are brave enough, buy it at that level, use your stop loss of 110.13, and look, your targets to the up is beautiful, 143.45 and actually 160.53, and maybe as high up as 175.91. I think it's a chart to look, because because if it turns around, it can maybe surprise us all to the upside. Well, Kobus was asking about Ford Motor Company, and I saw the other day they are pumping billions into electric cars. For me, I just say I look at this trend line. The trend is still beautifully to the upside. That will make everybody happy. What did we see here? A beautiful rally to the top, classic waterfall, lamp formation. Now you see a waterfall formation, and I think we can maybe look at $15.66 to stand closer. Same thing here. I think wait for this support line to get tested, then buy there if you're really brave and you believe that the uptrend is going to remain intact. Maybe make use of your stop loss of 14.34. And this is an important thing. Why do I say maybe use this level as your stop loss? Because I don't know your risk appetite. Some guys use a 3%. I like to use candles or the bottom or a support or a resistance if I may be short. Find out where's my support level. That is a risk story. And I do a lot of training on that to help people decide which method they can use to take a stop loss. But I mean Ford, I think maybe to the support line. Let's have a look at. Well, look at this chart, Freeport. I mean, this chart looks fantastic. What I like about this chart, and I think it was Andile that asked about it. Andile, you are a clever man. What I see here is, I see maybe a flag formation. I mean, look at the share from 2020, it came from $5, went up all the way, and it's almost touching again this $45 mark. That is very, very bullish, because what I'm seeing here, if I can see this consolidation and it breaks above that on delay, what can we see? The share can maybe go back all the way to $54. That will be a brand new high, I think. Oh yes, that is there. Ooh, there's the previous high. Was there close to $60. But for me, the chart looks beautiful. And what I like about it, look at it. There's a left shoulder, there's a head, there's the right shoulder. So Andile, you are a Okie that is really watching your charts. This is a flag formation. It must break above this line. If you do buy above that or accumulate again, use a stop loss of 35.85. Just protect your capital. This chart looks okay, maybe. I mean, and these markets, remember the American markets was hammered for a couple of weeks now. And if this chart can maybe go higher, I think that will just tell you the strength of this market, of this chart, because it just ignores all the sell-off in the NASDAQ and even in the S&P 500. Well, Billy looked for lockhead. Same thing here. Very interesting. The weekly chart, what I like about it is the following. Billy came back. And now we can see a nice symmetrical triangle here. Now, a symmetrical triangle is sometimes a little of a uncertain formation, but what I like about this, look at this. It remains above this $372 level. And while it's above that, there's your next resistance, Billy. It's on the brink of closing that 394.22. If it can close above that on a weekly chart, this chart tells me that it can maybe go back all the way to 411, and maybe if you're lucky, it can maybe push as high as 426, but that will be my ultimate target for the symmetrical triangle. But look at this chart. This chart tells you every time that it sees a massive sell-off, it sees this beautiful V reversal. Massive sell-off, V reversal. Sell-off, V reversal. So I like this chart. This chart tells me that it has a certain way of trading. And if you take a chart out and you see a specific way, then just make a note of it. Sometimes it consolidates in bands. Sometimes you get V reversals. Sometimes you get double tops. And if you concentrate on that, and I know one of my clients, he makes a living out of one share. I can phone him on a level. I can ask him anything about it. He knows that share and he makes a living out of it. This shows you that you can make a living only by watching one share. And this guy is showing that. But this chart looks beautiful, Billy. Maybe a good buy for you here. Well, visit our website www.fransdeclercq.com for more info, and we will chat again.